Back in April of 2005, I first came to the central Bosnian town of Visoko to visit the local museum. But what really caught my attention was this. Everybody called it a natural hill because it is covered by soil, bushes and forest, which was planted back in 1960s and 70s. But I was looking at the geometry. In front of us is one side, to the left another one, to the right another one, in the back the fourth sides. So 4 sides. In front of us one triangular face. When driving around it, I realized we have 4 triangular faces. We have 4 corners. We have same slope from bottom to the top. So geometrically speaking, this is a pyramid.
But you're saying that the pyramids are not only based in Egypt.
We are programmed to think pyramids, Egypt and Mexico. Forget that. Pyramids are built on all 6 continents. After 40 years, I have concluded almost everything they teach us about the ancient history is wrong. The origin of man, civilizations and pyramids. Back in 2005, this was covered by soil. And then we started removing the soil, discovering these blocks. This was the first one that we discovered. It is clearly rectangular in shape. It's 4.5 meters long, 1.5 wide, and 45 centimeters thick. Its mass is 7 tons. Mother Nature does not make blocks with 6 sides that are perfectly flat and 6 breaks at 90 degrees. It's made by intelligent hand. Next to this block is another one, and another one. But this is only the first layer of concrete blocks. Below is the second layer, about 40 centimeters, third layer, about 45 centimeters, and the fourth layer, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a structure. Mother Nature does not construct, but intelligent hands. We took samples from these blocks, sent them to 7 institutes for materials, Politecnico di Torino in Turin, Italy, then Geopolymer Institute from France, Czech, Slovakia, Bosnia. They all told us this was an artificial concrete. Our concretes, when it comes to the hardness, are in the range from 10 to 60 megapascals. This one here, after we analyzed 50 samples, are in the range from 74 to 155 megapascals. Wow. The best quality ever. Between concrete blocks, we have discovered fossilized leaves that got there during the construction phase. The age, 29,200 years plus minus 400 years. Wow. And this is radiocarbon date. Calibrated date is usually about 14% more, so the real age of the Bosnian Pyramid of the Sun is 33,600 years, which makes it the oldest pyramid ever. The next element, orientation to the cosmic north. The Great Pyramid of Egypt has an error of 0 degrees and 3 minutes. That's almost perfect. Khafra, the second largest, 0 degrees, 3 minutes. Mycerinos, 0 degrees, 18 minutes. Bent Pyramid in Dahshur, 0 degrees, 12 minutes. A Red Pyramid, 0 degrees, 5 minutes. These are all perfect orientation. But the Bosnian Pyramid of the Sun, 0 degrees, 0 minutes, and 12 seconds. The most precise on the planet. Sacred geometry elements. When we connect the top of the Bosnian Pyramid of the Sun with the top of the Bosnian Pyramid of the Moon, the distance 2,170 meters. From the Moon to the third major pyramid, Dragon Pyramid, 2,170. From Dragon back to the Sun, 2,170 meters. Top of the Love Pyramid, Temple of Mother Earth, tunnels in the river. Triangle within a triangle, again, element of sacred geometry. But not only that, let's use the same center of these triangles, and we are getting the flower of life. This is the cosmic imprint of the life in the universe. The layout of these structures was very precise. It is element of sacred geometry. Why is sacred geometry important? You have elements of sacred geometry, you have movement of the energy. In the case of Egyptian pyramids, we have another element of sacred geometry, which is called golden section or golden ratio, number phi. As a matter of fact, same thing in the case of Bosnian pyramids. If you use tops of the Sun Pyramid and the Moon Pyramid and two more pyramid hills, we are getting the golden ratio. Somebody mentioned star system of Pleiades today. In many oral traditions, from American Indians, Mexican cultures, all the way to India. And usually we know them under the name of Seven Sisters of Pleiades. Although seven sisters or seven stars really are laying on a golden section line. Interestingly enough, 5 Bosnian pyramids are matching the layout of the Seven Sisters of Pleiades. The sun, the moon, the dragon, the love, and so on. The whole pyramid and the tunnels have huge quantities of quartz crystal. And quartz crystal transforms one form of the energy into another one. Transforms, in this case, electromagnetic fields that are measurable, 28 kilohertz, through the piezoelectrical effect into ultrasound of 28 kilohertz. The frequency of 28 in ultrasound is the levitation frequency. People feel light. So these are huge structures with the oldest and best quality concrete. Imagine that we are able and allowed to clear the forest and the soil above the concrete blocks. Unfortunately, after the first 3 months of digging back in 2006, so April, May, June, in July of 2006, the State Commission for the National Monument claimed that this whole area be a protected area. Why? Because of the small, very modest fortress on the very top of the pyramid, which is 450 meters away from here. So that forgotten fortress they used to stop the digging. Why? Because before that they claimed there was no pyramid. And then once we started digging, we are finding proof that we were right. So instead of supporting us, helping the project, helping exposing the biggest pyramids in the world, they wanted to do everything to stop us. Sad.
That's sad.
But this is about ego, about lack of knowledge, about jealousy, but also about the pressure coming from some elite circles from UK.
I'm making the measurements at least twice per week. This is an alpha lab air ion counter. The negative ions are the filter for our air. They are catching dust, viruses, bacterials. I will choose the polarity minus and then the switcher to measure. It's showing 7,000, 8,000. It's a very huge and very good concentration. Goes down to 12. We are in the nature. German scientist, he discovered that we need 3 million of negative ions per day that our body cells can work normally.
Oh, really?
And he became also Nobel Prize for it, for the discovery.
Watch your head, come with me. Ništa. Slučaj, dobar dan, kako ste? Hi. Neutralize gravitational force somehow. The idea is to get from here to the pyramid, 2.4 kilometers. Direction south, southeast, east. Entrance to these tunnels, comparing to the top of the pyramid, 280 meters below the top. 476 meters. When we had Russian physicists with the geoelectrical equipment, they measured from the top that 280 meters below there was a network of tunnels and chambers. So the idea is to connect with these tunnels to the tunnels below the pyramid. This is our ultimate archaeological goal. Here in the tunnels we have 2 civilizations. First one who built this network of tunnels, intersections, chambers, underground lakes, 30,000 years back. And the second one who closed all the tunnels, filled them up with the filler material. So what we do, we remove the filler material, and then we put the wooden support for the safety reasons, and the lights. So we clean.
Why did they fill it up with material?
$1 million question. Really, why? You know, if you don't want anyone to enter the tunnels, maybe what you can do, you can use explosives and you basically shut down the entrance. But they filled up every section of the tunnels for kilometers and kilometers. They did very systematic work. And what we see there is actually a tunnel which goes in this direction. And this tunnel has been filled with this non-compact, loose material. So they fill it up all the way to the top. Look at here, half radius ceiling, and somebody close it up all the way to the top. So, this is the first mystery. Why would somebody go through so much effort to close them? Of course, the first thing that comes to our mind is they didn't want anyone in the future to come closer to the pyramid. But there is probably a little bit more than that. And then we have started finding blocks like this one here. It's interesting. It's, it's egg-shaped. If I analyze this material, it's a ceramic. If it is ceramic, it means somebody made it, shaped it. To make the ceramic today, they need very high temperature. Pointy part, showing the direction. Over there is a tunnel. There is a line all the way on the top. Looks like this is a lid, the cover. Below this block, underground water flow. Water moves in this direction, and the width of the water is from this edge to another one. So this block is actually an information. For us in 21st century, this is just a pixel block. Shall we do some measurements here?
Of course.
Yeah.
So, do you remember the concentration outside?
12,000.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's 22.
We're now 80,000, right?
Yeah, so now it's 80. So these are very, very...
But it goes down again till 75.
Okay.
In my report, I would write 75, 76,000.
Yeah.
So I'm always searching the middle ratio.
So negative ions, 70, 80,000. It's 50 times higher than outside.
I'm 300 meters away from the underground entrance. No air ducts and the air quality is 50 times better than outside. And still 20% oxygen. And according to our current knowledge about the laws of nature, pretty impossible. Unless the pyramid above me is doing something we don't yet understand.